Hey everyone, my name is Mr. T. Well, that's what my students call me. I love it when they call me that. They don't get the reference, but makes me happy, and I pity those fools who don't get it. I've been teaching for about 20 years, and I can't believe that I get paid every day to learn new things. It's a real privilege. I definitely didn't feel that way as a student. These get degrees was definitely my motto. But all that aside, I think the real issue was that I couldn't figure out how to absorb all of that info that they just wanted me to cram into my brain and then just puke it out for a test. I never figured out how to do that. As I got older, I figured out a way of learning deeply without needing to do that. It's a simple process I call sketching for science. Sketching for science really takes advantage of how our brain actually operates. We are visually oriented creatures. Light goes into your eye, converts into electrical signal to the back of your brain, and it travels all the way through your brain. So 70% of your brain is involved in decoding visual information. But so much of education is just about hearing someone drone on and tell you things that you're supposed to somehow retain. Our brains don't work like that. We have to see things, we have to look at them, we have to spend time really deeply looking at them and thinking about them. And sketching does all of that. When I'm sketching, the nervous system between my hand and my brain is activated. My visual cortex is activated. The information is coming at you from all of these different ways, and your brain can't help but retain it longer because you're hitting it with all of these different modalities. Whenever I mention sketching, people totally freeze up. I get it. I didn't learn how to sketch until I was 40. Before that, I couldn't even draw a stick figure properly. But at the end of the day, it's not about being a great artist, although you will become a better artist through the practice. The purpose of the sketching is to force you to look at something. I can't make someone look at something for 10 minutes and just stare at it, but you can look at something and sketch it, and as you keep looking at it, your brain starts to ask questions as it notices new things. You have all of these aha moments, the things that your brain just filtered out until it was ready to see it. Maybe it's like a little spider's web that is hanging from a flower. Maybe it's a scuff mark on a coin. Why would you know that unless you actually spent time paying attention to coins? To pay attention to them, you have to actually spend time looking at them. And just like every human being, every coin has been on a different journey. It's been in your pocket, it's been scuffed, it's been laying on the ground, it's been oxidized. All kinds of things have happened to that coin that we just take for granted. We can capture that and we can notice it and we can see patterns in it. Coins that are made after the 1990s have less actual copper in them. So that affects how quickly it will change color when you heat it up. The world is filled with all kinds of amazing things that we just sort of walk by and don't notice. Besides coins, I love looking at weeds growing in the ground. In the cracks of the streets, you've got seeds that manage to take hold and take root, and their roots just dig, and they're so powerful that they can actually break up the concrete over time. And yet we just sort of walk by them. It really is like they're getting so little in terms of sunlight, but they're getting just enough. They're getting just enough light, they're getting just enough water. They're dealing with all kinds of environmental stresses, but they get enough of what they need to survive. And it's beautiful in its own way. If you pay attention to the mundane, there is magic in there. I want you to sit back with me and not just think of science as like something that's like exotic rainforests and humongous explosions. It's looking at the stuff in your kitchen, like the acids and bases that you can get from the grocery store, the trees that are right on your block. All of that is science, and all of that can be meaningful to you if you spend time paying attention to it. And sketching is just a tool that gets you to pay attention. And it's made my students hold on to this information much longer, and their scientific thinking is so much better. And their tests are better. That's important to them, and it's important to me, but really for life, what is important is that they are developing the tools that will enable them to independently engage in science for the rest of their life. Once you've learned how to sketch and how to pay close attention to things, it's like you become your own teacher. Let's strip science of all of the technical terminology. What is science? It is a process of looking at something and observing it as objectively as you can, and conveying what you've observed as clearly as you're able to. If you can do those two things, you are engaged in science. Sketching is the tool that just makes that process fun and exciting. I'll teach you the importance of developing a science journal to collect your thoughts, to collect the development of your scientific thinking so that you can see how you have progressed over time. This is a tool that some of the greatest scientists of all time have used. Science is not supposed to just be memorizing a bunch of facts. It's supposed to be as creative an endeavor as making music, making poetry. It's the quintessential human journey. So grab a sketchbook and let's get sketching.